A lot of people holding their breaths too, watching something else tonight, and that's the Blue Jays game, which just started a few minutes ago. So Mike Armstrong at our Twitter partner is keeping an eye on that, and people are torn, right? Whether to watch the Jays game or whether to follow the election. What are you seeing?
Some people are torn, absolutely, yeah, some people. It's 1-0 Kansas City, so the Jays got off to a bad start. But we thought we'd take a look at sort of the Jays versus the election and a new chart.
And it's tough, right? When you have a team that hasn't been to the playoffs in however long it's been, it feels like 100 years, chances are people are going to get pretty excited about it. So what we've seen since the beginning of October is whenever the blue line is the Blue Jays, naturally, and the red line are people tweeting about the election, here you make the playoffs, and then you start to see victory, and of course that's when they clinch the division.
Kind of an exciting game.
That's a pretty big deal. You're talking hundreds of thousands of tweets, but if you look at the very end, what's interesting, of course, is the election right now is actually being tweeted about more than the Blue Jays.
To be fair, we haven't refreshed this in a couple of minutes, so...
It's been a couple of minutes. The Blue Jays, I don't want to say what's happening in case I'm sure everybody's PVRing the game so they could watch it tomorrow after the election's over, but we'll leave it there.
But watching these initial results come in, it's been pretty exciting, and one of the people we wanted to talk to is Warren Kinsella, political strategist, who sort of expected us. I'm sorry, thank you. Live television, it's fun. You're looking at these numbers. We have to get your initial impression.
It's crazy. Like I was in Chrétien's office in '93, and we never had anything like this. Like the Conservative Party still had some strength in Atlantic Canada, but the factor here of the win is beyond that. It's extraordinary.
Hugh Segal just said he's holding his breath to see if it continues. What do you think?
He should let his breath out because
it looks good.
It looks, yeah. I mean, it's just who knows what'll happen in Quebec. I think there'll be a changeover, and there's no question. Like in 1984, when the Liberals were routed, John Turner came out of the Atlantic Canada way ahead, right? So Liberals traditionally do well there, but I mean, it's just the volume of votes here, something I've never seen before.
So what helped Justin Trudeau to this?
I think what he did is he gave people something to vote for. Like the other guys were talking a lot about what you would vote against, and much more of a negative campaign, don't do that kind of campaign. And the one thing about Trudeau, whether you like him or not, is he's great at retail, and he's great at selling a proposition.
Better than we thought he was.
Yeah, and I think, as you and I were talking about before, I think he grew during the campaign. The length of the campaign actually assisted him because he became a better politician by the time the end rolled around than he was at the start.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us. And Donna, in case you weren't sure that this was an actual party, look at this. Now that the hit's over, I might try something here. Back to you.
I don't think you're allowed to do that on TV, are you? Oh, you're eating. That's okay. Go ahead.